Presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, ABC Late Night Weeknights.
If they haven't pulled this show, they're certainly gonna tonight.
Just ahead, flooding and storm damage off to the west. Is it headed here? Plus a truck fire on I-20 and a final tribute to the Hargans.
The right furniture is not only beautiful, it's meant to be used. It gives you everyday comfort, quality you can trust, and style you can be proud of. At Haverty's Spring Sale, you'll find an array of home fashions that are just right for the way you live. Plus no payments and no interest until July 2005. Haverty's makes it home.
From Johnson 16 WAPT. Now, building our station around you. This is 16 WAPT News at 10.
You're looking at live pictures from our downtown Skycam as central Mississippi braces for another round of heavy rain and some punishing wind. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Scott Simmons.
And I'm Joyce Brewer. Strong storms already swamped roads and caused some significant damage west of here. Forecasters say straight-line winds caused much of the damage in the Dallas area, but spotters did report some brief tornado touchdowns.
And the wind has been howling here in Jackson tonight. Firefighters rushed to a house on Pocahontas Avenue after a tree snapped and knocked power lines on top of the home. No one was hurt though. David, we've had some wind now. Are these rains going to follow?
Well, 25 to 30-mile-an-hour winds with gusts to 35 miles per hour this evening, so the winds certainly have been howling out there. As far as the rain, let's go right to live pinpoint Doppler 16. We have a few light showers developing along the Interstate 55 corridor from the Brookhaven area through Hazelhurst up through Yazoo County. But the lion's share of rain on live pinpoint Doppler 16 storm shield continues to be off to our west. Lightning strikes down to 24 now. If you were watching earlier this evening, those lightning strikes were well over 1,000. This line of thunderstorms has weakened considerably. Look how the reds have disappeared, and we just see a smattering of yellows and reds. So still some downpours in northwest Louisiana, but as the area continues to move to the east, it is weakening. Let me put the Pinpoint Predictor Plus on here for you, and we'll take this out in 1 hour's time. Take it till about 11 o'clock, and you can see the rain still remain well to the west of the Mississippi River. So that's the good news. The bad news is, looks like thunderstorms will redevelop tomorrow afternoon, and we could see a lot of rain. Still expecting a couple inches of rain, mainly tomorrow afternoon. So all the details are coming up in a few minutes.
David, thank you. 2 days after family members learned the fate of Michael, Rebecca, and James Patrick Hargan, they gathered to say goodbye.
People touched by the Hargans gathered in Canton for a prayer service and visitation with the family. 16 WAPT's Andrea Malloy was in Canton tonight. She joins us now in the studio with details. Andrea?
Joyce, tonight family members and friends gathered to pray for strength for those left behind. The deaths of Michael, Rebecca, and James Patrick Hargan brought out friends, both old and new.
You can't describe it. I mean, you cannot. I mean, this should not happen. This should have never happened.
The death of a young family is hard for most to understand. Bill Skates worked closely with Michael over the summer and says he always admired his strong family values.
And I spent a lot of time with him, and from what I knew of him, he was the epitome of a good man.
A prayer service for the 3 slain family members brought hundreds of people to the Canton Funeral Home.
But when you look at a 4-year-old child, as innocent as he was, and his heart touched our hearts.
While they all prayed for the family to stay strong, some had never even met the Hargans. Others were old friends.
I thought of Michael as one of my own children, really. You know, and you couldn't ask for a better boy than Michael.
The evening service and visitation is a chance for the community to pay their respects and to share condolences with the surviving family members.
I'm sorry. You know, what else can you do? What else can you say? No other message you can give them.
I'm sorry and I'm praying for you.
The prayers will not end as the family continues to grieve and to heal.
The family's pastor says tonight's service was also a Thanksgiving service. The family is grateful that at least the Hargans are now at home. Joyce.
Andrea, thank you. And the funeral service begins tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. at Sacred Heart Catholic Church in Canton. 16 WAPT will have live coverage of the service. The burial immediately follows at Ellison United Methodist Church in Vaughan.
Authorities still have not set a date for the man charged with the murder of Michael, Rebecca, and James Patrick Hargan. Michael's adopted cousin, Ernest Lee Hargan, appeared in court Monday to face 3 charges of capital murder. Investigators also say they're still looking for the gun they believe he used to shoot Michael Hargan. Tomorrow it makes 3 weeks since relatives reported the Hargans missing. Investigators say it was tough to deal with this case's twists and turns.
For a whole family to disappear and be killed, I mean, how can you prepare for something like that? Moreover, how do you prepare for a violent death of a 4-year-old child? I don't think anyone can prepare for that fully.
Remember to stay with our news team for the latest developments in this case. Walthall County investigators continue their search for a mother of 4 missing nearly a month now. Authorities believe foul play may be involved in 39-year-old Deborah Brock's disappearance. Brock was last seen at a hotel in Macomb on February 5th. Someone found her car 2 days later outside a bowling alley. Investigators found blood and signs of a struggle inside the trunk.
No. We ain't give up hope. We gonna keep hope alive until we have proof of something.
Walthall County Sheriff says he is treating this case as a homicide. Call 601-876-3481 if you have any information.
The man Louisiana investigators linked to the murders of 7 women declared his innocence today. Derek Todd Lee yelled to reporters outside a West Baton Rouge Parish courtroom. Lee said he did not kill any women. He goes on trial May 10th for the 2002 murder of Jackson native Charlotte Murray Pace. The man accused of running over a Warren County Sheriff's deputy goes to court next Monday for a preliminary hearing. Investigators charged 23-year-old Ronald Vaughn with aggravated assault on a police officer. Prosecutors say he ran over Deputy Mike Hollingsworth while Hollingsworth directed traffic outside a cemetery last month. Hollingsworth is still at UMC. Sheriff Martin Pace says Hollingsworth is off life support but still has a long way to go in his recovery.
A truck driver suffered burns when his rig tipped over and caught fire near Meridian this afternoon. The 18-wheeler was heading west on I-20 when it made contact with another vehicle and caught fire just before 3 o'clock. The truck's load of tires sent thick black smoke billowing into the air. Authorities closed down the east and westbound lanes for hours to clean up the mess.
U.S. troops in Haiti roamed the streets of that country's capital trying to preserve order. American soldiers arrived in Haiti Sunday, hours after rebels forced President Jean-Bertrand Aristide to leave the country. 2 Haitians who came to Jackson as refugees are watching events unfold in their homeland. 16 WAPT's Desiree Frazier has their story.
22-year-old Rosalind Alexis and 24-year-old Jean Oness Austin are friends. Their parents and relatives still live in Haiti. Monday, Austin got word his 40-year-old brother, a police officer in Port-au-Prince, was gunned down by rebels.
The gangsters who killed my brothers, now they're calling my family and threatening them. They say they're coming after them.
Austin has another brother who is a police officer in Haiti and fears he'll be killed too.
I know he did not like the rebel. Now we had to work with the rebel. You never know what they might do to him.
Austin's family supported Aristide when he won office as the first democratically elected president in 2001. But they grew disenchanted with his leadership. According to published reports, a Haitian drug trafficker arrested in Miami last month said he paid Aristide bribes.
As far as I know, they say he was involved with a lot of drugs.
Despite the unsubstantiated allegation, Austin and Alexis believe Aristide should have finished his 5-year term. The pair say Haitians are not used to democracy. When people don't get what they want from their leader, they overthrow the government.
Every president that we've had, good or bad, they have been couped. They have been out of office. And for this to have been our first democratically elected president, I don't think it was handled properly.
I am the chief.
Alexis says rebel leader Guy Philippe was once exiled from the country.
It's kind of ironic that he's given all the power that he's given, knowing that he once was accused. I think he was even trial for the murderous massacre that happened back in '94.
Haiti is the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere. It's the only nation that held a successful slave revolt, kicking France out of the country in the early 1800s. But Haiti has suffered instability and tyranny under military factions and dictatorships since its independence. Alexis, a Jackson State graduate, says 90% of Haiti's people are illiterate.
Most Haitians don't know how to read and write.
Alexis avoided that fate when in 1992, a childhood friend asked her if she wanted to get on a boat bound for America.
So I just boarded the boat, and I ended up in Guantanamo Bay.
Catholic Charities brought her to Jackson. Her family didn't know where she was for a year. The Whitten Middle School attendance counselor sends most of her money back home.
Ever since I've been here, I've been their breadwinner. I've been the one to send my little brothers and sisters to school. I've been the one to feed them. I'm their only hope.
Austin's mother believed the only hope for her son was to get him out of Haiti when he was 15.
My mother somewhere 5 ways for me to come here. I came to Guantanamo, you know.
Catholic Charities was his ticket to Jackson, too. Now the JSU student works 2 jobs and sells Haitian artwork to help fund a small school in the Haitian countryside.
There's people in Haiti now making $200 a month. People making $1,000 a year, you know. There's no job, there's nothing.
And both feel the world has ignored their country's plight.
But I think that we've been pushed to the side, not just by U.S., but other nations. We've been ignored.
Alexis says her homeland must take responsibility for itself, and that begins with education.
The only way that Austin and I and other Haitians are able to analyze things is because we're fortunate enough to get education. These people are not looking at it that way.
Leaving a country of 8 million to suffer in chaos. Desiree Frazier, 16 WAPT News.
Austin and Alexis were lucky to get green cards. The Coast Guard often turns away many Haitians headed for the U.S. shores. Others often end up in prison. Austin's stepsister has been in a Virginia prison for 10 months. She boarded a boat from Puerto Rico after her brothers were killed. Authorities arrested her there. Immigration attorneys say the U.S. views Haitians as economic, not political refugees.
But if they can't prove that they were being persecuted because of their race, because of their political opinion, and, you know, because of their membership in a social group, or because of their ethnicity, they don't meet the qualifications. And it's really hard to prove that.
She says documents are required to prove political persecution, and people running for their lives rarely carry those papers.
Yes, it's not about money. It's not about trying to extort money from a homeless man.
Coming later, why some local homeless shelters started charging their residents.
And the Democrats' choice to face George Bush is headed here to Jackson. Find out when and where he'll answer your questions.
It's time to stop the confusion. Now there's a one-stop online resource to find the information you need about the businesses in your area. One name, one place. Your connection to local businesses. TellUsMore.com.
Breaking news doesn't stop at 10, and neither do we. We're working overnight to bring you the lead stories of the morning and the most accurate weather to start your day. 16 WAPT News this morning at 5:30. Building our coverage around you.
At Miss Kelly's, we'll prove our huge buying power saves you more money every day on America's best brands. Right now is the perfect time to buy a new sofa during Miss Kelly's low price sofa sale. And we've got hundreds of them. Traditional sofa, $555. Our best-selling 100% leather, now $799. Miracle Suede, $547. And special purchase sofas, $375. Get same-day delivery on sofas, plus pay no interest till $2005.
I'm Chip Miskelly, and we'll beat any price, any day, guaranteed.
The Mississippi Home and Products Extravaganza 2004. The state's largest home show is coming to the Trademark March 13th and 14th. Whether you are remodeling, building, or just thinking of buying a home, this is the place for you. Come and experience over 300 exhibits featuring the latest tools, tips, and techniques to make your home complete. Your $4 admission includes workshops featuring tips from faux finishes to decorating. Register to win a $20,000 homeowner's dream package. Given away Sunday. Don't miss the Mississippi Home and Products Extravaganza March 13th and 14th.
It's Ford's spring sales event, and for the first time, get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $500 or up to $3,500 cash back on Ford Explorer and Expedition. That's 0% and $500 or up to $3,500 on Ford SUVs at Ford spring sales event.
Triumph's Women Ministry presents Strong Women versus Women of Strength, taking the enemy by surprise, March 11th through 13th at Triumph Church in Vicksburg. Guest includes Pastor Gina Stewart, Evangelist Judy Jacobs, Evangelist Rita Twiggs, and Psalmist C.C. Winings. Pre-registration required, $35 in advance, $45 at the door, plus a private reception with C.C. Winings for an additional $100. Register at Milestone Books, Heavenly Inspiration, Nappy Roots, and Christian Bookstore.
You're watching 16 WAPT News at 10. With Scott Simmons, Joyce Brewer, Sports Director Tony Bahu, and meteorologist David Hartman.
From Commitment 2004, President Bush's Democratic challenger announced plans to come to Mississippi.
Massachusetts Senator John Kerry will stop here Saturday night into Sunday. That's 2 days before the presidential primary. Kerry's visit includes services at Greater Bethlehem Apostolic Temple and a town hall meeting at Tougaloo College. That event begins at 2:30 Sunday afternoon, and it's open to the public.
While Kerry focused on the Southeast, the president campaigned in California as his new TV ads hit the air. The president told supporters John Kerry will strip away tax cuts. As for the ads, they use images of the September 11th attacks to describe the president's leadership. The head of a prominent firefighters union called the commercials disgraceful and called on the Bush campaign to pull them off the air.
And now, meteorologist David Hartman, 7-time winner of Best Weathercast in the state.
A lot of bad weather all through our west today. Earlier, we showed you the wind and storms in Dallas, heavy rain in Oklahoma City. Not as much in the way of tornadoes or anything, but rainfall totals of 5-6 inches causing trouble there. No severe weather. I don't expect any severe weather overnight tonight. And as far as tomorrow goes, the main threat could be heavy rain. It's windy, it's warm. Earlier this evening, winds gusting to 30 miles per hour, gusting close to 20 now. Current temperature 72. High this afternoon, 76, 58 the low. A few sprinkles out there at the airport. Sunrise tomorrow, 6:22. Tomorrow's guaranteed high temperature, 75 degrees. That'll be your high tomorrow as warm, humid conditions continue across the south with an increasing threat of rumblers. They're going to be coming in from the west. Thunderstorms, maybe some strong gusty winds with them as they hit in from the west. 58 in Shreveport. They had some heavy downpours between 7 and 8 o'clock, about an inch of rain. Look in Monroe, 73. Vicksburg, 74. It's this slow-moving front, which will be coming across the state tomorrow and will allow for some, I think, heavy downpours across the area. Again, it's going to be one of those situations, if you're in an area prone to flash flooding tomorrow, keep an eye on the water. Northwest Mississippi brushed by a tornado watch, which will be in effect until 11. It'll expire at 11, and I don't expect it to be reissued at this time, but we'll stay with it through the evening, let you know what's going on. Unstable air and a strong front not present, so that's kind of limiting our severe weather. But tomorrow we'll have strong upper-level winds coming in, wind shear, and some upper-level energy late tomorrow afternoon, so there could be regeneration of storms.